Hello everyone. Okay, here we will continue the conversation in week 9. Before that, my name is Ananda Purba and my name 4412301060. And my friends,
Hello, my name is Muhammad Ismir Hasyim. My name is 4412301036. Yeah.
okay, let's go to conversation. Mary, do you like to read books?
Yes, I love reading. I like nothing more than to be engrossed in a good book. I regularly take out books from the library and usually read them from cover to cover in no time. And I can go to sleep at night without some good bedtime reading.
How often do you go to the cinema?
Unfortunately, we don't have a cinema near us, so we have to go into the nearest town to catch the latest movie. I usually avoid seeing popular book outfits, it's which I'm not always keen on seeing. I prefer low budget films, especially, and there's a great cinema I go to that has frequent showings of films like this.
Do you prefer reading books or watching film?
I'm not really a big reader. I find books quite heavy going, so I much prefer to see a film. Perhaps it's the special effect or the soundtrack. I don't know. I just prefer a film.
Okay, Pauline, I like reading, especially English novels. It's a great way to improve your vocabulary, and there are so many fantastic authors to choose from. One book that came highly recommended by my teacher was Meyer Kesterbeck. I was studying at a school in the UK at the time, and she said it would give me a picture of what life was like years ago in the area I was living. Well, I have to say, absolutely love. It was a real page turner. It's a historical novel, and his setting was a fictional town Casterbite. But actually, it was based on a tower near where I was studying, called Dockster. It had such a great plot. The cut a long story short, it tells the story of the dawn of a man called Hunter, the central character to lives during a period of great social change around the time of the Industrial Revolution. The reason I enjoyed it so much, apart from the great story, it gave me a picture of what life had been like in the place I was studying at the time. I really could not put it down. A fantastic story.
I like reading, especially English novels. It's a great way to improve your vocabulary, and there are so many fantastic authors to choose from. One book that came highly recommended by my teacher was the Mayor
Major
of
of
Castor
Castor
Bridge.
Bridge.
I was
I was
studying at
studying at
a
a
school
school
in the
in the
UK
UK
at the
at the
time,
time,
and she
and she
said it
said it
would
would
give me a
give me a
picture of
picture of
what
what
life
life
was
was
like
like
years
years
ago in
ago in
the
the
area I
area I
was
was
living.
living.
Well, I
Well, I
have to
have to
say I
say I
absolutely
absolutely
love it.
love it.
It was
It
a
was a
real
real
page
page
turner.
turner.
It's a
It's a
historical
historical
novel,
novel,
and the
and the
setting
setting
was a
was a
fictional
fictional
town
town
called
called
Castor
Castor
Bridge.
Bridge.
But
But
actually,
actually,
it
it
was
was
based
based
on a
on a
town near
town
where
near
I
where
was
I was
studying
studying
called
called
Dorchester.
Dorchester.
It
It
had
had
such a
such a
great
great
plot.
plot.
To
To
cut a
cut a
long
long
story
story
short,
short,
it
it
tells the
tells the
story
story
of the
of the
downfall of
downfall of
a
a
man
man
called
called
Henchard
Henchard
and
and
the
the
central
central
character
character
who
who
lives
lives
during a
during a
period
period
of
of
great
great
social
social
change
change
around the
around the
time
time
of the
of the
Industrial
Industrial
Revolution.
Revolution.
The
The
reason I
reason I
enjoyed
enjoyed
it
it
so
so
much
much
Apart from the great story, it gave me a picture of what life had been like in the place I was studying at the time. I really couldn't put it down. A fantastic story.
Is reading as pleasurable in digital format?
Personally, I prefer reading a paperback or hardback, especially if I'm reading a classic which I don't think feels right as an ebook, but I can see it can be good for others. My grandmother has an e-reader and she loves the way you can enlarge the text.
Do you think bookshop will survive the digital revolution?
I think so. At least I hope so. I love flicking through books in a bookshop. Online shopping is useful. Finding out on Amazon if a book you want has got a good review, maybe getting one that is difficult to find. But I still love the experience of being in a bookshop.
Statistics show that visitors to the cinema are up that cite the availability of DVDs and online downloads. Why do you think this might be?
I think it's the whole experience that the cinema offers. Going out to see a film when it goes on general release and seeing it on the big screen is more exciting than watching the film at home on TV, especially if it's an action movie. And watching it with others make it even more special. I think.
Okay, thank you for attention.
Okay.